We're the Writers Collective of Canada, and we're a charitable organization that offers writing workshops nationwide, virtually and on site, primarily to underserved communities. We've served underserved women, BIPOC communities, Indigenous, veterans, who else? Underhoused.
The risk.
Yeah.
Mental health challenges.
Yeah, addiction centers. So our writing workshops are really used not so much about to focus on the product of what we're going to produce in the workshop, but more about the process and what happens when somebody finds a voice and finds their story and shares that story, and the power of listening and building communities by truly hearing one another, the challenges that we all face, the things that connect us. And that's what we've been doing virtually through the pandemic, and prior to that on site, and getting back to on site now. So our project with the Canada Healthy Communities Initiative was to grow our online virtual presence. So we've run 20 to 30 weekly virtual workshops over the past year. And those are across the country with broad communities that we serve through partner organizations. So our workshops are offered through leading community health and social service organizations. So we have over 130 partners we've worked with. We have trained over 300 volunteers to help deliver our workshops. And with the support of Canada Healthy Communities Initiative, we've been able to grow that infrastructure and put in place the structures and get the tools that we need to do that in a sustainable way. So innovative partnerships at places like Trillium Health Partners, where we're working with early psychosis intervention patients, a new national program for veterans, working with Mood Disorders Ottawa, serving underhoused veterans in the Andy Carswell Center. We're all over, and there's been a tremendous impact.
As well as through the Toronto Public Library system, and that's one of our focus to continue growing our library presence to that general public open workshop format. So lots of things have happened through the funding that we've received. We're going national. And we're learning how to leverage that virtual with that in-person and be even more inclusive than we were pre-COVID.
I think we've redefined what it means to be isolated through the pandemic. We have previously served communities that were isolated by circumstance, by the labels they've been given, by the life that they're living. And the pandemic isolated everyone. For very different reasons. And so I think we were able to connect with new communities. And we were very focused at the start when we transitioned virtually. We were very concerned about those who were on the other side of the digital divide, those we had lost. And we quickly realized that, we are insanely committed to serving them and returning to our on-site programming. We have found these new communities, and we won't be abandoning them anytime soon. And we are innovating with hybrid workshops, which we have a Salis in Ottawa housing organization where we are live out of one site and work with 4 or 5 other housing buildings. And that's a model we'll be taking elsewhere.
I have to add, 50%, at least 50% of our facilitators come from the communities we serve. So we see that as an ongoing process as we grow. Our writers elevate themselves to new relationships with us and themselves.
So our training shifted virtually, and yes, it's allowed us to expand because we're able to train people that we previously couldn't get to. So the diversity of who we're serving and the geographic spread of where we're able to serve has certainly been transformed, and we have no intention of abandoning that.